back here on Liquid Lunch, and we have Captain Revenue who flew in the wind. There he is, Captain Revenue. Woo!
He hit his head coming in. He's covering his bruise.
Captain Revenue, I got to ask you, first of all, I've always wondered, because how do superheroes fly? You don't really have wings. You don't have any aerodynamics
He's got
going
the
on.
muscle, though. Look.
We just focus on where we're trying to go and just take a leap of faith.
Just like in a dream. Just like when you fly in your dream,
just
right?
like when you know, got a girlfriend for the first time, open a new business, or or decide you're going to get a new car or something.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, you got a lot of girl stories. I know you were telling us that one before we came on the air, Captain Revenue. I'm thinking it might be more about just revenue.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm
all right. We got to have some fun in life. We can't just continually just focus on
Absolutely.
But what do you do with the revenue, right?
Well, this is the thing. Here you are in your superhero outfit, Captain Revenue. We're talking about revenue.
Yep.
And that's what you do. You help people and companies to get their revenue situation happening better, right?
Turn it around. Absolutely. I'm not the greatest at remembering which day is garbage day or picking up my socks, but getting the revenue going, lickety split. That's
Which is fine, because if you have the revenue, then you can pay somebody to pick up the socks and take out the garbage.
There you go.
So it all works.
Captain Revenue, this is fabulous. Now, now, first of all, how did you get into this? Like, what's your background, and how did you come to be Captain Revenue and helping companies and people to do this?
Sure. I actually, maybe it was part of the flying in the background. I graduated in aerospace engineering, and was really excited with that study, but was really depressed with that work. And went to Europe for a year, came back, and my younger sister died early, and my father was pretty sick, and I said, ooh, we got to learn some things about life. Right? So at the time I said to myself, it might be a good idea to know that life is short, and you should do what you feel your calling is and where you need to be. And so at that time I said, forget my education. I mean, it'll do me well, but the best thing I could do is work with the people I liked and wanted to make an impact with, and so forth. And at the time I had been reading some business books, so what better way to get into business and help out a business with no training is in the area of sales. So that's usually the where to do it. And I actually went to London, Ontario. I've been all over the country, but I was in London, Ontario at the time. And the person that hired me said, "You'll do it my way or the highway." That was a little bit of a what's that?
That must have thrilled you.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear that.
This was a little different than college. This was a little different than college. So he basically said, "You do it this way, and you look after people, and you serve them till you're blue in the face," and a few other little tips and tricks. And we first with him, but basically have blown apart many sales records in the country, and about 16 years ago, I started helping businesses figure it out and turn things around on a dime. Because there's some people out there that are hurting, either an entrepreneur or big business. They're just trying to figure out how to turn it around.
Okay, so you've got experience being a successful salesperson. So first of all, you're speaking from experience, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I got to ask you though, because it seems like you were actually attracted into the sales profession, and for a lot of people that's a scary prospect. What was it about it, or what was it about you that made that such an attraction?
I have no idea. It just, I just went there and I said, this works good, and I like these people, and I just started helping people out. In fact, what happened in the early part of my years in sales is I actually had big corporation vice presidents and presidents come to where I was, say, you just can't do this.
So
I said, do what? They said, well, you personally did the sales for this whole business for the week, personally, Tuesday, yourself.
Oh, you did
the
whole quota.
Achieved all the
for everybody, myself, in a day on the slowest day of the week. I said, I just helped people out.
Okay, so is that the secret?
That's
really,
pretty
you're
close.
you just take that on as you're not selling, you're helping people.
Right,
Is that it?
right.
Very
You're helping
astute.
people. And you know what happened? I'll tell you really what happened was. I mean, this is really what happened. Because I took that turn from doing what I was educated, doing what I liked,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I'll just start at the bottom, even if I'm a low guy on the totem pole. Because I like it, I'll excel past all the people that hate their jobs.
That's a kind
And
of
it doesn't take very long. And that's really what happens.
that's really a unique insight too.
But did you make a lot of enemies along the way?
A lot of people got jealous, I guess, yeah.
Because
super villains created a lot of super
The
villains.
the
economy,
jokers and
the naysayers, the people that are just trying to get paycheck to paycheck and just make it. All those people
But
got
you know
jealous.
what? There's a challenge in that too, because there's a challenge as you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you really want to help people
Yeah.
and you're actually hurting these people, so that kind of is contrary to what you really want to do.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know if I would consider, going the distance, going all out, and being beside the people that, don't want to is hurting them. I think it's inspirational, I mean, a lot of what I find out there is people aren't inspired to do anything these days except go from morning till night and
Yeah.
weekend till weekday and hope that the next holiday is not something they miss and not have to look
I
at
think
their
they're not
credit card
happy in their
really?
job.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
People in general are feeling this kind of malaise? Do you think?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if people were going all out, man, oh man, this place would be just hopping. And so that's, I have a 7-part plan, process that I talk about in my seminars. And if people want me to come help them out, they let me know. But there's a 7-point plan to drive the attraction of business and just the whole world to you. And the first thing is to go all out.
To go all out.
Yeah.
Okay, but then-
like go all out. Like don't just, drive a taxi cab. Like be the best there is. Don't just, in your terms, to go all out. If you're not going to, I mean, what I've found as I work around the world with different businesses is, they're holding on to their memories of their childhood when they were on those 3-legged races and all their parents are cheering them on, and they got to the end and they give out a ribbon for first, a ribbon for second, a ribbon for third, funniest costume, MVP. They made sure everybody got a ribbon.
Yeah.
We don't live like that anymore. Nobody cares about second in anything. So you got to go all out.
You got to go to be number one.
Yeah, I mean, whatever
Go
you're
for the
striving
gold.
for, go for it.
Go for the gold.
You got you. Otherwise,
Okay, so how do you turn that around? How do you, if you're noticing this general, apathy toward, how do you, that would be the first thing, even before you get down to the 7 principles that you talk about. How do you get them excited? How do you get that taxi cab driver excited?
well, I don't work with people who don't want to change.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
first thing.
Okay.
If
Okay.
they want a dramatic change in their life, that's a key.
Okay.
If they don't,
Okay.
go do what you're doing.
Because you really can't help anybody who doesn't want to be helped.
Exactly. I mean, really, a lot of times people spend a lot of time trying to sell people what they think they need.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, for example, from the top that you have on, from the cap you have on, the glasses, and all, you bought all these things because you wanted them at the time you wanted them, right?
Sure.
So like, if they don't want me, or they don't want to change
Right.
their life, if they don't want an extra 6, 7, or 8 figures in their business, whether they're an entrepreneur or a major corporation, then I don't have time to deal with 6 billion people anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But we can start that spark, and people say, wow, there's actually somebody out there. There's actually somebody who's got my back. It's not the economy. We don't have to listen to the naysayers. We don't have to look at mainstream negativity that's going on out there. We can actually make a difference. Go all out and build an incredible life in our own special way.
I'm going to ask you a question, Rob, and because and it's kind of a heavy question, okay? But for example, imagine for a second a business, and you were probably there, so maybe you've gone through this. You're getting all primed up. You want to be successful in business. You got a plan, or you're putting a plan in place together. Then something like 9/11 happens,
Right.
and you know that everything's going to be messed up, right?
Right.
How do you recommend people deal with something like that, like some big world-changing thing, like the
Adapting
polar
to
shift that's going to
change?
happen? What happens? How are sales going to be better? How are people going to do this when the Cape Town
communication
becomes the new
satellites go
South
out.
Pole?
Yeah.
Right, right. Well, you see, the thing is, the first thing that I share with people is, if you did, $2 million in sales last year, and this year you did $1 million, it doesn't mean you're a loser. It just means that you're providing half as much value that the world wants that you did last year.
Right.
You're just providing half as much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of major corporations have a hard time turning on a dime. But basically, the main problem with business is they spend too much time planning.
Not enough
so
time doing?
The more time people have spent in their plans, the more time they want to stay committed to executing those plans, no
Okay.
matter what goes on.
Because you have to take the feedback from the real world
Yeah.
and adapt.
You have
right?
to adapt. I mean, both of you are adapting beings. I mean, I've been to Africa many times. I help businesses everywhere. And, I guess this is an all on 18 and over show, but basically, I'm hoping it is.
Why? It doesn't
But
matter.
you see, the animals in Africa, they basically, we're not far off. They eat, drink, sleep, have sex, protect their young, and protect themselves.
Not have
we're-
sex, surely.
Well, it goes on a little bit, but you see, we're not far off of that.
Uh-huh.
And what happens is our subconscious mind, it's thinking about those things a lot,
Yeah.
is running our life.
Uh-huh.
And so, 9/11 happens, and subconscious, like it's going like this, right?
Right.
You've got to create products and services and value for what's driving people at the time, like.
So in a sense,
like you have
something
to.
like 9/11 or any event, all of a sudden people's needs change.
Absolutely.
And just adapt and think about what that is.
Right. And
See,
that's
and look
if
for
you're
the
there.
opportunity, right? Look for the opportunity.
I love the opportunity. It's just the greatest thing.
Because it's always the opportunity to help people, right?
Yeah. Give them what they want.
I think, don't they say that the secret to success is your ability to adapt to change, not to stick to the same thing?
Who moved my cheese?
Exactly.
Yeah, where is that cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's about, I see some of the bigger companies that I've dealt with, they're so, how can we make sure this plan works?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to grow your revenues? Wasn't it the same thing? No.
Yeah, the plan is
how
one
do
thing.
how do we work within our budget? How do we budget? Okay. Do you want to grow revenues? Because it's hard. I don't know. I mean,
Well, it's like you say. I'm just trying to understand. It's like the budget, the plan. They are all in service of the goal, right?
well, sort of.
All right.
That's what their focus is.
That's what they think. And
It's
he's
that,
saying
you
that
know,
not really.
It's something to keep busy on before you actually go out and do something for someone and earn $1. It's stuff to keep busy on. And so I'm not knocking everything that's going on, but it takes a little bit of a shift to say, hey, what are we going to do? What's the market want? Let's give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the moment a restaurant owner that dreams about being a restaurant owner, and it's our life's dream, and they spend all this money to open a restaurant. The moment they open the door, they're no longer in the restaurant business. the moment they open the door, they're no longer in the restaurant business.
I give up.
They're in the
revenue growing business.
They're in the stealing customers from their competitors by providing better value that the customers really want business. That's the business that they're in. And so, I mean, by providing...
And the restaurant is just the dress.
Well, that sounds like a heavy concept. I
Well,
mean, it sounds simple in a way, but to really get it and to
Yeah.
really then start to apply it,
Yeah.
But that seems really impersonal too, though, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, if
Because then you could start any business then. Why have the restaurant business? Why not have a print shop?
Well, it's like any
Well, it's any business.
business.
Once you're open for business, your goal is not to expand the market, but to better serve the market.
To steal.
Well,
Whatever word you want to use. I've used lots of different words to help people get it quicker, but it's about better serving the market. I mean, that's why banks started opening later, because people wanted a bank later.
took long enough.
Yeah, took long enough.
Because they're
That's
banks.
because
They don't
that's
really
because they were
need
so
to
busy.
compete.
They were so spending so
or
much time planning it. That's why, before they finally executed it. That's why they were planning it for 15 years before they actually did it.
Well, it takes a lot
Right?
of planning when you're a bank.
Yeah, they didn't want to do that. So yeah, it's maybe that's
Okay.
a tough word for
All
some
right.
people. But
Well, it sounds like you've got a real unique approach here, and it sounds like you're really, when you walk into these companies,
Well, he's got a unique approach.
as long as they are really ready to change, then you can help them, right?
yeah, absolutely. If they've got crisis on their hands, or they just can't figure out how to, make that multiple, or I come in and help them. But also, what I do a lot of times is inspire their sales teams, or inspire the entrepreneurs or other small business groups that get together at the different events I speak at, to follow a very small, quick step pattern to really kick it up a notch for the companies that they're working for, if not themselves.
You know what astounds me here is the fact that you have an aerospace engineer background. How the heck did you know this? Like, you're not a BA. Like, you didn't go to economics school or business school.
It doesn't help you anyway when you're trying to do sales.
But or marketing, or it's funny. I mean, what does aerospace stuff have to do with? That's what's really phenomenal to me. It's like, how the heck did you have the insight you have when your background is so?
I don't think so. I just started back
You must
there
be natural at
trying
it.
to help. And when you do something and it works for people, they just say, "Can you do this again?" I go, "Yeah." And so that's
You
a
just
little.
fell into it.
It's been a number of years doing that, but
You flew into it.
I flew into it.
Okay. All right. So, Rob, we're just about out of time here, but we
Sure.
want to talk people, like, who should get in touch with you? Because you're available, as you say, for speaking
Yeah.
engagements, but
Yeah.
also available to go into companies
Absolutely.
and help them in
Yeah.
a more detailed way.
Well, the best thing is they can go to captainrevenue.com and they can find out more information. Check out some more, sexy pictures if they want to check out my other pictures if they want. But they can find out more about what I speak about at different events. If they have an upcoming event here or in the U.S. or the U.K., they can click on one of the contact tabs, and myself or my assistant will pick that up and see if that works for your schedule and mine, and rock and roll and make it happen.
Okay. CaptainRevenue.com.
Got it.
Rob Canyon, thanks for doing this today.
Awesome, Hugh.
I'd love
Great
to have you
for
back
having me.
sometime and go through those
And yourself
points.
too, Sandra.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so
Got to
let's
fly out of here now.
Yeah, he's good.
That's the
Thank
other
goodness our
advantage.
window's open here.
You know what? That's the other advantage. No traffic.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
trouble.
See, you don't have to deal with any of that.
No
that alone
traffic.
is like no road rage.
But pretty soon everyone will be a superhero, and then you'll have to, then there will be traffic.
then our capes are going to get clipped.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to come back in a couple of minutes. We've got Steve Cameron
Similar
here,
colors as Captain
who's the
Revenue?
Author, the same colors, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
Red, white,
edited. It's forward by Scotty Bowman. Great
Very-
treasures from the Hockey Hall of Fame. We're going to come back with
Scotty's a
Steve right
treasure
after
himself.
this. Have a good lunch. ThatChannel.com.
Just hanging in the sun. Take me away. trip to take. I just had the car.